Hello all. I hope you're well and welcome to this week's live. This week's live on this Thursday morning where it's pretty rainy and shit weather here in Adelaide, South Australia. I just want to jump on and have a chat with you all and see how you're all going. Let me know how you're all going since the confidence training. And congratulations again to everyone that signed up for my 12-week program called How to Rewrite Your Anxiety. I can't wait to, some of you have already gotten started with, and some of you I'm about to get started with. So amazing, can't wait to get started with you and to continue with the ones I've already started with and to help you transform your life and get a transformation in your life, right? Get that change that you've already craved, get that life that you've always dreamed of. And if you're still wanting that life that you always dreamed of, but you have anxiety holding you back, you have intrusive thoughts holding you back, you have limiting beliefs holding you back, like being maybe not good enough, maybe being dumb, maybe being ugly, or whatever it is, then it's not too late. And, that's why I'm in this community, because from my bottom of my heart, I want to help you guys heal just like I have been able to heal, because I know what it's like to live in chronic anxiety. I know what it's like to have unhelpful emotions controlling your life, like sadness, fear, anger. I know what it's like to have anxiety controlling your life. I know what it's like to have limiting beliefs controlling your life, and to just feel like nothing you do is ever right and that you're just broken and you have to people please to be liked, and just to have like your past negative conditioning and programming to hold you back. Like, it's not a fun time, and I don't want that for you. So that's why I'm here to support you. So I'd love for you to let me know whether you're watching the live or replay, what brings you to this live and what you would like to see more of. And for those of you that are new here, because I've also had some recently new members join, welcome. My name is Zoe Jean. So I'm an anxiety coach and NLP practitioner, helping women to heal all over the world using the Rewrite Your Anxiety method. So the Rewrite Your Anxiety method focuses on helping you to master your mindset, build a deep connection with your body, regulate your nervous system, and build a sustainable positive habits, right? Because you want positive habits, but you also want them to be sustainable. There's no point doing a positive habit if it doesn't resonate with you, because then it's not going to be sustainable. And the Rewrite Your Anxiety method heavily focuses on rewiring the programs in your subconscious mind. That's a big portion of the mindset component, because unless you rewire your current programs of, stress, anxiety, intrusive thoughts, negative emotions and past memories and traumas holding you back, unless you rewire those, it's going to continue to show up in your life, and it's going to continue to bring you down. No matter how consciously you try and change, it's always going to end up self-sabotaging you. And then body connection is really important, right? Because you need to be able to pick up on the signs and signals when stress and anxiety is in its early stages, so you can actually come back to a place of peace and calm before it escalates and gets really bad and out of control. So building a deep connection with your body is good, so you can pick up on those signs early. It also is really good for overall health and wellness, to be healthy and well and to look after yourself. It's easier to look after yourself if you know what you enjoy, what your body needs and enjoys. And the deeper connection you have with yourself, it actually helps you create a deeper connection with other people as well. And then nervous system regulation is really important, right? Because when we spend excess periods of time in stress and anxiety, we are in hyper arousal, right? So I don't know if any of you guys know about the window of tolerance, but the window of tolerance goes in the middle. And when you spend excess periods of time in stress and anxiety, up the top in hyper arousal, and then window of tolerance is in the middle, and then under that it's hypo arousal, which is there's more symptoms of depression, numbness, playing dead, everything like that. So we want to be in the middle window of tolerance, but a lot of us flip from hyper arousal to hypo arousal, we go between the two, kind of skipping the window of tolerance. Because think about it, if you're living in survival mode, chronic stress and anxiety, day in, day out, your body can only handle that for so long. So sometimes it just needs a bit of a break. So it would dip down into hyper arousal and kind of get the feelings of depression and numbness and everything like that. And you just won't want to do anything. So basically we want to regulate your nervous system, so you're back in that window of tolerance, and then work on widening in that. Because the wider that window of tolerance is, the more everyday life stresses and things you'll be able to handle without it making you spiral out of control. because again, like everything's like a muscle. The more you go to the gym and do a leg workout, the stronger your leg muscles get. The longer you're in the healthy window of tolerance, the stronger that window of tolerance gets, and the more things that you can handle without you spiraling out of control and going back into a dysregulated state of either the stress response or the depression response. And today's live is kind of just about getting to know your anxiety a little bit more and looking at it differently, right? Because when it comes to anxiety, we get physical symptoms and we get psychological symptoms. And the physical symptoms, I feel, are where what affect people the most, and where a lot of that anxiety can either turn into health anxiety, or it was originally health anxiety, and obviously these symptoms just made the health anxiety worse. But for example, my anxiety to begin with, it wasn't health related, but because, anxiety left unhealed gets worse, and because anxiety causes symptoms, my anxiety escalated to being a lot of health anxiety, right? Because when we spend long periods of time in anxiety, our body shows us that through symptoms, through heart palpitations, through headaches, through insomnia, through diarrhea or constipation, through excessive acne on our skin, through so many different ways, chest pain, you name it. You can get all the symptoms under the sun, lots of pain throughout your body, tension in your body. There's so many things, so many physical symptoms that anxiety causes. And, the worst for me was definitely the chronic headaches and insomnia. I had a lot more than that, shallow breathing, struggling to breathe is a really big one as well. But for me, the worst was the headaches and the insomnia, and just that really bad breathing feeling, and probably a lot of pain as well. I had a lot of pain throughout my body, but definitely the headaches, because they were non-stop. The only time I didn't feel them was when I was sleeping. But again, because I had insomnia, I could barely sleep. So I'd wake up throughout the night, and as soon as I woke up, the headache would be there again. Boom. That serious, really bad chronic headache. There are a lot of the kind of, obviously everyone's different and some people experience slightly different symptoms, but there are a lot of, the common physical symptoms. And, don't forget about the psychological symptoms that we experience, like excessive worry, trouble concentrating, poor memory. Because just think about it, when you're living in chronic anxiety, it's very hard, to actually, concentrate, right? Because you're so in your head, it makes it very hard, to concentrate, and your brain's living in survival mode. So of course it's not going to be able to concentrate. Of course it's not going to be able to remember things. Of course it's going to get, that brain fog. Oh my God, I can't speak. Brain fog. And then of course you're going to get that, when you're in anxiety, of course excessive worry is a really big one, like excessive worry and overthinking. So basically what I'm trying to say is, a lot of us make our anxiety worse by worrying about these symptoms, mainly the physical ones, I believe. Me personally, I was really worried about the physical ones, and my clients and all the people I speak to are mainly worried about the physical ones, because, you get the headaches or you get the heart palpitations or whatever symptoms that you've got, and then, because we're already anxious as it is, and we get those symptoms, we take it on as, oh my God, something serious is wrong. Maybe I'm dying, maybe I have cancer, something seriously wrong here. And, we cause more anxiety worrying about that and those symptoms that are caused by anxiety. So the symptoms are there for anxiety, they're because of anxiety, and our body is giving us these symptoms to let us know something's wrong and to release that anxiety. But instead we make that anxiety worse, worrying about the symptoms, because we don't know that the symptoms are caused by anxiety. So even if you experience anxiety, one of my biggest things to just start with is to just start, observing your current, symptoms, and, looking at those symptoms differently. When they come up, at the time that they come up, am I in an anxious environment, or am I thinking thoughts of something that's made me anxious in the past, or something that's coming up? Just start to observe that, because the more you observe it, the more you'll also be able to see if it's just related to anxiety, if the symptoms are related to anxiety. Because a lot of times we're so in our heads that we're unaware of what we're actually doing in that moment and what our thoughts are and what our emotions are. So that's also why we don't know that the symptoms are actually anxiety, because we're not actually aware we're feeling anxious. Just start to become aware of your thoughts and your feelings and what you're doing in the moment that those symptoms come up, and that will be a great start. And then again, like if talk to other people that have experienced anxiety, such as myself or other people, just to get to know, them and what they're going through, and see if you resonate with same symptoms, and talk about when they've had those symptoms or when you've had, to kind of get a clearer picture that, if those symptoms are caused by anxiety for them, that maybe they are for you. It's just good to give your logical mind a bit of knowledge that, hey, this actually could be anxiety, because a lot of the times, we just don't believe it's anxiety. So it just keeps going on and on and on and going worse, or go to a doctor that you trust or another professional. But then again, I trusted my doctor, right? Yeah, I still didn't believe her that all my symptoms were caused by anxiety. So I made her do so many tests, lots of tests. And because the results were all coming back fine, that nothing was wrong, she again kept saying that it was just anxiety. But I didn't believe her until I healed my chronic anxiety and those symptoms disappeared. So even just finding a doctor that you trust, getting tests done to make sure nothing's seriously wrong. And then from there, if nothing's seriously wrong, then you'll for sure know that it's anxiety. And another thing, you don't necessarily have to get all those tests done. Just start to work on your mental health. Start to work on releasing your anxiety. And then you'll be able to see if the symptoms disappear. And if the symptoms disappear, then you'll also know that it's just anxiety. But I know that can be easier said than done. So if you find it easier, just go and get the tests done first. Talk to a doctor that you trust about it first, or talk to myself, who's personally experienced it, just to get a clearer picture that are these symptoms actually anxiety related, and if they are, what am I going to do about it? I know it's really hard to know what to do about it on your own, but that's why I'm here. I'm here to support you every step of the way, because I know more than ever we crave, we're born, as babies, we're born full of love for ourselves and other people, and we're born to crave that connection from other people. And more than ever now, we want that love and connection from other people. We want to know that we're not alone. We want to know that we're cared for, and that there's a safe place that we can go to feel safe, seen and heard. And that's what I'm all about. So if you're experiencing, physiological symptoms of stress, that excess worry, that brain fog, trouble concentrating, memory loss and everything like that, reach out. If you're experiencing physical symptoms like heart palpitations, like insomnia, like headaches, like diarrhea, constipation, like pain throughout your body, then reach out and let's discuss it. That you no longer have to stay stuck in that debilitating anxiety, where the symptoms, physiological and physical, just keep getting worse and worse, because you are just fixating on the symptom and what it could possibly mean, rather than recognizing, hey, this is most likely anxiety, and instead of making this symptom worse, I'm going to focus on making it better by actually talking to someone that's been through this, by actually researching and getting support for mindfulness techniques and grounding techniques and coping techniques, and to find what's right for me, and to actually question my thoughts and become aware of them. We can't change something unless we're aware of it. So just know you're not alone, you're not broken. I have a client in her 70s, so it's never too late to get support, and you're never, too incapable, too dumb or whatever. Look at me, I pronounce words wrong throughout this video because I have dyslexia, right? But I go with it, I roll with it. I'm not letting dyslexia define my identity. I make it work by working with my strengths instead of with my weaknesses, and you can too in any area of your life. So it's time to stop letting your weaknesses win. Stop letting that anxiety win. Get support to explore what you're going through, and just, at the very least, just start to bring awareness to what symptoms you are feeling in your body and when you're feeling them. because that can also bring to mind when you notice that you're feeling them. Are you feeling them, you know, after a certain thought? Are you feeling them when being in a certain situation? Are you feeling them when you're on the way to a certain situation, or when it gets close to night time? Just notice when you're starting to feel them. That's going to be the very best thing for you to start with. And also get clear on the type of support you have around you, you know, family, friends, support of a coach like myself, support of a doctor. Just get clear on who your support system is as well, because that's going to make it it's going to make it easier to heal your anxiety as well if you have deep connections and support around you. So yeah, if you'd like to learn more about, you know, healing your anxiety and about working out if what you're going through is anxiety or not, and if you want some help to kind of question your anxiety and just someone to talk to and bounce ideas off of and kind of understand what you're going through, right? Because if you're anything like me, like, I learn best when I talk things through with other people. So if you're anything like that, if you like to talk things through, then definitely reach out as well. So yeah, if you want to learn a bit more about anxiety, talk things through and have that space where you can feel safe, seen and heard, then I invite you to comment below free call, and I will send you a link so we can have a free call together just to kind of discuss whatever it is you're going through at the moment. You know, what symptoms you're feeling, you know, whether psychological or whether physical, and just what you're feeling in this moment and maybe what's holding you back, and just help you get a clearer picture on, you know, exactly where you are and where you want to be. Because when you know where you are and where you want to be, it's also easier to see what's a gap between the two, and I can help you find what that gap is so you know what is needed, so you can actually step outside, you know, your current reality and create the reality that you want. So thank you all so much for joining, and yeah, if you would like to learn more about your anxiety and get support, make sure you comment free call, because it's a free call, right? Like, what more could you ask for, you know, because I'm all about giving from the bottom of my heart. So if you want to learn more and get some support, and you want to see if this type of work is for you, then make sure you comment below free call. And just also so you're aware, there's also 2 days left to save $200 on my 12-week program called How to Rewrite Your Anxiety. So now is also a perfect time to also have that free call to see if my program works for you and if you feel it's something that you're interested in doing, so you can finally kick your chronic anxiety to the curb once and for all and learn tools to better manage it whenever it does come up, because we're all going to go through challenges throughout life. The challenges don't disappear when you heal. You just have the tools in place to better handle them and prevent them, and to actually see the good in situations, right? That's where a lot of us go wrong when we're conditioned in anxiety. We only see the bad in every situation. So it's about changing your programs and your nervous system so you can actually see the good in life. You see more good than bad. So thank you all for joining, and talk to you soon. Bye.